Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Alright, Roxstars, sort of a somber top of the blogs as we cannot ignore the devastation, the tragedy that is going down in Texas, parts of Louisiana, but I believe for the most part it is in Texas, Houston, Corpus Christi, and many surrounding cities, you know, lesser known cities, but still very much occupied by people and homes and everything. Just terrible. We've been watching it all week on the news. Seems like it is never ending, and you cannot help but remember back to 12 years ago when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. It's just so strange that it's the same time. I mean, this is hurricane season, so I imagine weather systems don't change that much, but still just very, 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 I don't even know what the word is to describe seeing these people that are stranded, seeing these people that have lost everything, many of them not having flood insurance. They said most of the residents don't have flood insurance because they were unaware that they were in a flood zone. I mean, a lot of that has to do with infrastructure, the rapid growth of cities, many people moving into these areas that have been developed, trees cut down, and homes built directly in the path of what have been just forest or land that wasn't occupied. And now that these homes, you know, these developers are growing these areas so quickly, these are the type of things that land developers and engineers and everybody should be taken into consideration. But of course, we know that the almighty dollar is usually the first in line, and then everything else kind of happens after that. But this should be a definite eye-opener that there has to be a lot of things that are taken into consideration when building these homes. But anyway, getting back to the devastation, my heart breaks for these people. And as you watch, you feel so hopeless. Of course, you can give donations, monetarily, physically, lending your time, or even taking things down there. Even that has become such a, I don't want to say a negative, but it's all this controversy that surrounds, you know, where you give your money, who you give your money to. There are people that are saying large organizations and foundations such as Red Cross and Salvation Army are not necessarily giving all the money to the victims. We have to remember that these are businesses. They have overhead, they have salaries that they have to pay, so 100% cannot go to the victims. However, I have heard many good things about the Red Cross and Salvation Army that have helped people. I don't know personally how the Red Cross does or doesn't help, because I've never had to use their services. However, I have personally seen people say that the Red Cross did help them in the Hurricane Katrina storm and the other hurricanes that have come since then. And I'm not quite sure if it's just people just blowing up the situation, making it worse, not really knowing, and just going along with the status quo, hearing what other people say, because I'm in this parking space and all these cars keep backing up into real close to my car. Oh Lord, I thought I was gonna have to honk at them. I'm sorry, you guys. But yeah, so we do know about Haiti. There were some issues definitely with Red Cross and that, but in general, I would like for other people who have had experience, like true experience, not just you hearing a story, and let me know if Red Cross helped you. Because even when I was looking through Instagram yesterday, there were some of my subscribers that I had saw that also follow other, you know, YouTubers, and Sean Bradley had mentioned that Red Cross had helped him quite a bit at one time, and there were some people in there that was speaking on Hurricane Katrina that said they had gotten some help. So, you know, not being one to just try to listen to social media, because I tell you guys all the time, the social media can be very misleading when you don't know the full story. You just kind of, not even on purpose, being ignorant to what the truth is. So, like I said, I would like other people to chime in on that. And then, of course, there is this whole discussion about celebrities giving money, celebrities being expected to save the world whenever there are these natural disasters. So we know that Kevin Hart did this challenge where he called out his A-list celebrities to donate $25,000, at least $25,000 to the victims of the hurricane. And on the surface, I believe that the bottom line is these people need help. So that is something that we have to keep in our mind when we think about this. But what I will say about Kevin Hart is when you do things like this, it can look like you are trying to gain attention by making it seem like you were the first one to come up with this idea to give money to these people. And for you to individually call out people as if they weren't going to do it already, and for you to, people are saying calling it putting somebody on the spot. I don't think that is putting someone on the spot, but for you to bring all these other people in who may have wanted to give quietly, who may have, you know, it's hard to explain because people be like, well, the people need the money, and if they weren't, you know, going to give, then, you know, that's a gentle push. And, you know, I get all of that, but I don't know if it is necessarily his place to tell other people what to do with their money. Okay, now granted, the people have it. The people have given. But I understood what Master P was saying. Okay, you do what you do. You could even call all your friends. You don't have to get on social media. You could have called each one of those people individually and said, hey, let's get together. Let's give this $25,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, and let that be that. Okay, so to me, sometimes when you do things like that, it can look like you are gaining attention. You're trying to seek attention, okay? Like you were the only one that thought to help these people to begin with. Now, I don't know if I feel like that's what Kevin Hart was doing, but that's how it can look to some people, like a Master P, all right? But like I said, at the end of the day, these people need the money. I've also told you guys in the past, and this may, I don't want to sound callous, but, you know, celebrities should not be expected to do these things before social media. And when things like this would happen, you know, we've never seen anything large like this in the past, but there's been natural disasters for sure. We wouldn't know what they did to help. And sometimes I feel like that is a better way to be. Social media, I believe, has just kind of changed the game so much so that everybody has sort of this expectation for other people to carry the load or bear the brunt of whatever this devastation is to a lot of people. Yes, it's great. It is always great to help. So definitely a tax write-off for these people. But you also have to remember that the Lord loves a cheerful giver. And if you're giving only because somebody has called you out and put you on the spot, then, you know. So, but I think that it's great that a lot of these people that have the money that can help step up and give it. Wherever this money is going, that is another issue. Making sure that these people get the money when it's these grassroots efforts and it's not these huge foundations that have this huge overhead. When you get a Kevin Hart and has his smaller foundations, or even Beyonce's foundation, or you know, these type of people who may on a smaller scale can directly affect those, give to those. Are you just giving these people flat out money, or are you aiding them in really trying to recover? Because when you've lost everything, $1,000 is really not nothing. These folks need to get back into homes that are not going to be affected by mildew and have illnesses from spores and things that go on. I mean, it is going to be so much, way more things that happen. And that's what Master P was trying to say, that after the cameras go away and after the whole glitz and the glamour, I'm not saying glamour, but you know what I'm saying, after the whole story, the media storm of this hurricane goes away, then what happens to these people? Because you can go down into New Orleans in certain parts where there was flooding. It looks like it just happened yesterday. There's always these relief efforts, but short of you knowing that you took yourself down there and all these supplies and clothes and things and gave it to the people, you don't know where this money is going. Really, you honestly do not know. And you've heard stories about people that experienced Katrina who said even the grassroots efforts, they didn't see any type of real support from. I mean, it's such a large issue. It's an extremely large issue. It's very daunting. And like when you think about it, and when you think about, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have lost everything, I can't even wrap my mind around what the recovery would even be. And then we can't even forget that these people, a lot of these people were displaced from Katrina, had moved to Houston. Now they're experiencing it pretty much the exact same thing all over again. So my heart goes out to them. We have to discuss the Joel Osteen Lakewood Church fiasco. There's video. They said that the church was not flooded, that the church was fully operational, 16,000 seats, and the church was closed and nobody was allowed to come in there. I've also heard stories that the basement was flooded, and then I even heard stories that the even though the church, because maybe the church is on maybe higher level grounding, that the church wasn't necessarily flooded, but you know, to get to the church, everything was flooded. I don't really honestly know what to believe. When you look at the video, that some man made when he was on the front of the church and showing inside and how it wasn't flooded and how there was a car driving down the street. I mean, you still didn't get to see the full surrounding area of the church. So honestly, I don't know what to believe. You know, he did tweet, Joel Osteen did tweet that they were praying for those victims out there, but never did give an open invitation for people to come to the church, but never necessarily said that the church was closed. Like, this story has gotten so big as well that I have just been like, ugh, I can't even. Okay. Because one part of you thinks that the church is for the people, and you would hope that when a person has a church that's 16,000 seats, that they would automatically open up that place for people who need shelter. And then the other side of me thinks that, you know, maybe that area was flooded around the area. So I'm not going to give an opinion on it. I know you guys are going to be mad at me about that, but I don't know. Like, I would want for Houston residents, people that are actually down there, not people who have watched the video, but people who are actually down there that live in the area that can really say whether or not Joel Osteen and his staff, you know, made sure that these people couldn't get down to their church, or was keeping the church closed so that these people couldn't get in there. Now, what I will say, though, is it's interesting that they said that there may have been flooding around the area, but then yet and still, yesterday we saw busloads of people arriving at the church. So if the area was flooded, then how did these buses get there? So, I mean, there are certain things that's strange about the story. I think maybe he should have been more on it, like originally from the very beginning, instead of just saying, you know, we praying for you guys that, hey, listen, the church is open, whoever needs shelter, come here. Him not being proactive like that made it seem like he was like, y'all, you know, as soon as them shelters is full and y'all ain't got nowhere else to go, then you guys come on down here. Okay, that is how people interpreted what he was saying. And then for him to get on the news and, you know, oh, it's always been open, we never said that you couldn't come. Yeah, well, you might have never said that they could come either. But the church is open now and the people are going there, so that's people that are getting shelter from that church. But yeah, like I said, Houston residents who know that area and can definitely say whether or not it was accessible, you guys tell us about that as well. It does do my heart good to see other places that are opening up their businesses, furniture stores that are opening up their businesses so that people can get some sort of shelter. I mean, there's so many things that just goes on. You just would want these people to be safe. I know their mindset just has to be, Lord, let this be over. We're going to continue to pray for all of the victims out there. We always say that God won't put more on you than you can handle. But we've seen plenty people die. We know that that death toll is going to rise as the water, you know, once the weather subsides and the water recedes and they can get in these homes and see who may have been trapped. I mean, it's just, it's terrible. But yeah, keep your head up, Houston, Texas, everybody there. And hopefully the storm will pass and you guys can start rebuilding your lives. Alright, you guys, so the VMAs, did you guys watch them on Sunday night? I watched them. You guys know I watched them if you follow me on Twitter. We were tweeting about it. Having a good time as usual. The VMAs were just cool. Evidently, not that many people watched. They said that this was the lowest watched VMA in the history of the show, or at least since they have been measuring the ratings since 1994. Basically, the highest amount of people that have watched the VMAs have been somewhere around 18 million, 20 million. I think they said the peak of the watching was around 2001, 2002, but it has seemed to have steadily declined since then, all the way down to this year, which was somewhere over 4 million viewers. Now, we do know that the VMAs came on when the Game of Thrones finale came on, but I don't even know if you can blame it on that, considering Game of Thrones comes on at what time? 10 o'clock? The VMAs, if you started from the pre-show, starts at 7 o'clock. Okay, so even if people did turn from the VMAs to turn to Game of Thrones, you know, I don't know if you can say that Game of Thrones is the reason. People just aren't watching the VMAs. Is it relevant? Do people even watch videos anymore? I mean, I just kind of watch the VMA. I don't watch videos anymore, but I do like to watch award shows just because I like to see the entertainment of it all. But it was just okay. Like, Katy Perry, I don't think is a good host. She's just too corny. I like Katy Perry though. But you have to have the best timing for those type of jobs. They should always have a comedian, because comedians know how to change even an awkward situation to be funny. And when you don't know how to change it, you just kind of out there flailing in the wind. Okay, that joke didn't work, and now what? So I don't think Katy Perry, you know, no. But the entertainment was cool. We had the new little white kid. I forgot what his name is. He used to be the Disney boy or the Nickelodeon boy, you know, and he sang. I actually enjoyed him. Of course, we loved Kendrick Lamar, who opened the show. He had flames and karate folks and folks flipping around and all of that. They set the man on fire. I was nervous for him. I did enjoy the Fifth Harmony. I was about to call him Fifth Dimension, y'all. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them that, but I did enjoy them. You know, the whole controversy of them knocking the girl off the thing, the fifth person that was in the group off the stage, and I thought that was cute. Them girls are thick. I was like, all right, for the grits and eggs. Them girls look like they eat. All right, not fat at all, but you know, not your little teeny tinies that you usually see either. Didn't understand Laura's performance, you know, and I've heard her name so much. So when I just saw her hopping around like she was fucking, you know, playing dress up in the mirror at the house, I was just like, what? Pink, she got a Lifetime Achievement Award. Her speech was beautiful, talking about her daughter and, you know, making her daughter realize that she's beautiful whether or not other people think that. It was interesting that Pink, you know, did the songs that she did. I didn't expect her to do There You Go, because she just definitely never wants to associate herself with that first album. I just thought that her performance was just like, anytime people sing a new song that everybody don't know, like, to me, I just be like, I know you trying to break it out there for everybody to know, but it's Lifetime Achievement. Just sing the songs that go along your whole lifetime career. But I like Pink. Her music is that world music sound that I'm, you know, because I've never liked Beyonce's XO. I've never really liked her other. I don't like that world music sound. I'm gonna need you to make it be a little bit more specific to what you are trying to sound like. World music sounds like the Gap music. That's what world music sounds like to me. When you go in the Gap or Banana Republic, that's the kind of music that they play. Who else? Katy Perry also performed with Nicki Minaj at the end, and that was cool. Okay, still waiting on Nicki Minaj's album. You know, always the bridesmaid, never the bride lately. Everything is a feature. When is her album coming out, Barbs? I'm sure you guys out there know. I'm ready to hear some Nicki. I mean, I want to hear old Nicki. Like we got a little glimpse, a little tiny glimpse of old Nicki in the song with Rake It Up, which is the jam. But still, I need more. I need more cowbell. Taylor Swift's video. Was it Look What You Made Me Do or something like that? Taylor is going through, you know, Taylor is going through this whole, well, Taylor's always that I'm a strong woman, nobody is going to tell me what to do. That's her persona. I saw more of that in the video. You know, the whole theme of her talking to Kanye, that song is directly to Kanye, but also to people that say she's a bitch, or that she's this dingbat, or that she's this sex idol, or that she's this, that, you know, at the end when they show all of the different Taylors. It's just whatever. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I respect Taylor for what she's been able to do. The girl is about her money and her business, okay? And you're not fixing to just run old girl over. So that's pretty much it. What y'all think about the VMAs though? I mean, you know, give me your good, your bad, your ugly. It was nothing. You guys know I always tell you guys that the only award show that I thoroughly usually enjoy are the BET Awards. Okay, BET Awards do the best job in entertaining, and probably because that's the music that I listen to. But yeah, I was cool with the VMAs. Y'all tell me what you thought about the award show. Alright, you guys, and then let's talk about the movie When Love Kills. That was on TV1. I believe it came on Monday night. They have been promoting this movie like crazy. We have seen Lil Mama in photo shoot after photo shoot. I mean, the glow up has been real. Little Mama looks really, really good, and have had beautiful photo shoots. And we've seen even more of Lance Gross, and I mean, we've seen them all. And then finally it culminated with the movie showing on Monday, which was a story about a stripper here in Atlanta. Oh, I can't think of her name. I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. But she, you know, the story is that she was a troubled teen, you know, no attention from her mother, no father around, who hooks up with this guy, and he pretty much controls her life and kind of forces her into this life of crime, and you know, all of the trouble that ensues from that. This is a young girl that just wants love, and a man that came and gave her all of the attention she needed, and then just kind of manipulated her and turned her into something else. So I don't want to give away the story. I mean, you guys, I'm sure, probably know the story. When Love Kills. I mean, it ain't really too much harder than that. But it was a good movie. I thought it was well done. It was directed by Tasha Smith, and you guys know that is the one that's always in the Tyler Perry movies. The loud one, the one who is in Empire as one of Cookie's sister, you know, the drunk one. She always plays the old way out loud person. But she did good in her directorial debut. I believe this was her first movie that she directed. And then I thought that Lil Mama, her real name is Natia, I believe, Natia. I thought she did well. But I think that Lil Mama is a good actress. I mean, I thought she did well in the TLC movie. And maybe this is some direction that she can go in and leave that whole rap thing alone and just concentrate on acting, because she did a really good job. Lance Gross is a good actor, and I thought that he did well. The character was so fucking crazy. He would be one way and then flip like that and then change back to be this nice person. And I guess that is a manipulation tool that a lot of men do to control women, so they keep you off your game. You don't never know how they gonna be. I can't imagine living a life like that. But he played that role real well. I even thought that Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives, she did a great job. Okay, I mean, because you could just see her really being that way. I'm not saying that she's a bad mother. I'm sure she's a good mother to her daughters, but she just plays that, you know, kind of, because I feel like I could even play that role, you know, always got the cigarette, you know, like, girl, where you going? I felt like I could do that same thing too. But I thought that everybody did really well. Even old Floyd Mayweather had him a little spot in the movie, and I was surprised to see him. So I enjoyed it. And like I said, they promoted the hell out of it. So it was just like, oh, I gotta watch this because I need to see exactly what's what. The only thing that annoyed me about the show was the entire time TV One had their little TV channel imprint, okay, on the screen the entire time. Okay, talking about the Bobby Christina movie, which you guys want me to talk about, and all I will say is I'm so tired of them talking about Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to review it. Like, I'm just tired. Let them people rest in peace. Even though when you see the clips, it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm just thinking to myself, like, no. But anyway, they kept the stamp up for that, and then another movie that's coming up. And it got on my fucking nerves. I mean, I guess they did that because they figure people might be pirating and, you know, videoing the movie and then placing it up somewhere else. But I was just like, I'm so sick of that that stamp on the damn screen. Take that shit off. It was all big. It was like the entire right corner of the TV. Y'all know what I'm saying when they say TV One on the thing? Child, these people gonna hit my car. I gotta hurry. Let me hurry up and get off of here. But y'all let me know if you watched the movie, what you thought of it. What you thought of the acting jobs that everybody did, and what you thought of the directorial debut for Miss Tasha Smith. Leave your comments below. Alright, you guys, and then quick is just a couple of stories. Tweet. The singer Tweet from back in the day. Okay, part of the family with Missy Elliott and Timbaland and Genuine and all of them. You guys, she has been admitted into the hospital with blood clots. She has blood clots in both of her lungs, and I believe her boyfriend Jamal Bryant also said that she had it in her arm. What are they? Are those called pulmonary embolisms? You know, that is a dangerous diagnosis, and you could die from having blood clots in your lungs. I have a really good friend who actually had one as well, and she was in the hospital, and it was a long recovery after that. And you guys know we've seen other people that have had the problem. I think they said Bow Wow. Was it Bow Wow? No, it was Ray J, I believe. I think it was Ray J. I know we know that Vince had it and a number of other people. But yeah, if you're not careful, you can die from that. Oh, Nene as well. So our prayers go up to her. Hopefully they can get that under control. Oh, Serena Williams also. She was another one that had one. Yeah, a lot of people have had this, and a lot of it has to do, they say, sometimes with traveling and changing in air altitude and being on the planes and all of that. Your blood starts to coagulate inside. I'm not, not a doctor, and I didn't research it, so I'm just going by what I remember or what I think it is. So all of my real rock star doctors out there, y'all can correct me on that, but yet and still we know it is a dangerous condition. So prayers up for Tweet. They say that Tiny might be dating Master P. I was just like, what? Evidently Sandra Rose, you guys know, she said that they have been dating for 2 years on the low, that he's been taking care of her, that he's been helping her, he's been giving her money to buy this house that she's in. And I was just like, I mean, I guess you can't put it past nobody, but I'm having a hard time believing that, okay? Because T.I., who is such a fucking control freak and really keeps that girl under his thumb, I just don't know how she would be able to get away with something like that. With a Master P, he is way too known. You've been dating, but where y'all been going? People would see you and immediately know who Tiny and Master P are. So they just been at the house chilling? Is that really dating? Or y'all just hooking up, So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I believe that rumor right there. And then lastly, congratulations go up to Soleil. They say that she married Professor Griff. And my older rock stars will know who Professor Griff is. He was the one that would direct the soldiers with Public Enemy. Remember, they would come out and they would be doing they march, and they come out, they turn around, and they do this, and they had their berets on and everything. Yeah, evidently. Oh, my little bow is coming loose. Need somebody to tie that. Evidently, Soleil has married him. So, good for her. And you guys know that Soleil is the rapper turned reverend. She is a pastor. I don't know if she's a pastor of a church, but I remember that she became very involved in the church even before she divorced Genuine, who she has, I believe, 4 kids with. And now she has found new love in the arms of Professor Griff. So congratulations to the happy couple. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.